I don't know about you, but 2024 was not the best year for me. A lot happened, but I've come to realize that not just the events that made it challenging, but actually how I navigated them. So, as we approach 2025, here are four things I'm unlearning to make the new year better. One of the things that held me back in 2024 was how much perfectionism I poured into every step, from small decisions to bigger ones. It could be literally anything, something as simple as starting a hobby, an event, or even writing an email. Take this video for example. I went through a loop of questions. Am I ready to talk in front of the camera? Do I have the right setup? Is my idea good enough? Are people even interested? You know what? The only way to break that loop is to actually just go for it. If I have waited until I felt everything is right, I never have started. Just like many other things that I left behind just because I hesitated to take action. At some point, I told myself, it's okay if it's not perfect. The only thing that matters is that I'm trying. Jeff Bezos once said, I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that, but the one thing I might regret is not trying. Now I'm embracing imperfectionism more and more. I'm accepting the fact that I am a beginner and that it's okay to make mistakes along the way. So for me, 2025 is going to be a year of becoming, not just achieving. One of the hardest lessons I had to learn in 2024 was not letting failure stop me from moving forward. I'll be honest, there were moments when things didn't go as planned. In those moments, it's so easy to let failure define you, to feel insecure, to question yourself, your hard work, and honestly, everything around you. I remember thinking, if I can get it right now, what's the point of even trying again? And if I'm being real, I stayed in that mindset for months. So before 2025, I'm choosing to see every setback as a part of the process, not as a reason to stop, but as a reason to try again. Because no matter how hard things get, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. I do consider myself naturally a hard worker, but in 2024, I guess I overworked myself to the point where it became unhealthy. I would fill my to-do list with tasks from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I shut them down at night. Every day, I felt like I had to check as many tasks as I can to feel good about myself. But looking back, I wasn't approaching productivity the right way. I valued my self-worth with how much I got done in a day. If I wasn't busy or achieving something, I would feel like I'm failing. So I kept pushing myself harder and harder until eventually I started experiencing burnout and anxiety. It wasn't just a physical exhaustion, it was mental too. I felt drained, unmotivated, and even the simplest tasks felt overwhelming. That's when I had to face the truth that something wasn't right. Taking a step back, I wasn't listening to my body and my mind. And I realized that productivity is not about getting more done, it's about finding balance and give yourself permission to rest. So before the new year, I'm unlearning this toxic mindset that productivity equals self-worth. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do in a day is to take care of yourself. You know, this one is tricky. I still catch myself doing it all the time, worrying about the future. It feels natural to me to overplan for what's next, trying to predict every possible outcome. But worrying about the future has caused me to miss out the joy of the present moment. Overthinking doesn't prepare you for the future, and it doesn't prepare you for failure either, because there are far more things beyond your control than within it. I think we tend to forget how much we've already accomplished because we're so focused on what we haven't done yet. So instead of asking, what if things go wrong in the future, I'm choosing to ask, what is going right in the present moment? And honestly, that one shift has brought me so much more peace. The future isn't something we can control, no matter how much we obsess over it. It's actually built moment by moment. So I'm unlearning the need to have all the answers right now, to have it all figured out. Instead, I'm allowing myself to discover them over time. It's okay not to know. It's okay to trust that the steps you're currently making are enough, even if you can't see the full picture and it doesn't make sense yet. These lessons are not something you can unlearn overnight, and trust me, I'm still in the process myself. But the most important thing is being conscious of these patterns and taking small steps to break them. What matters the most is the effort and the intention to create healthier habits. So, as we step into 2025, let's embrace the process and keep moving forward. And keep in mind, progress, no matter how small, is still progress.